Okay, so this is the next video in our continuation of our FastAPI series. So let's directly jump into the code. Let me activate the virtual environment. So virtual environment has been activated. So let me start the app just to see what we have covered till now. So app has been up. So this looks like this our app. We have some icons here. If we click on this, we are able to route to this the detail page. That is a detail page for the particular item. Along with that, we have created one register page, a user registration page, where we can enter the user ID and the email, and if you click on the register, something will be happen. But that something, what will be happen, we have not implemented that process. Along with that, there is no registered icon here. So we are right now we are manually typing it. So let's first correct that. So we will create a one register icon. So this is a drop down, so there is no use of this. So let me override this. So let's jump into the into the templates. So this is our navigation bar. So we have to change into the navigation bar, into the navbar template, nano navbar template. We have this drop down. So let's make it to drop down to something like account level, and this could be register, this could be login, and if we click on the register, then we have it should route to the /register. So let's save it, and let me refresh the app. So now account is came here. If I click on it, why I'm not able to see the drop down? Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Let me check into the bootstrap, because we took this navigation bar from the bootstrap, and that is the nav bar. Maybe something I mistakenly drop down nav bar, drop down toggle href hash, nav item drop down, a class nav link drop down, toggle href hash, id nav down, role, button, database. Everything looks okay. Area expanded, that is false only. Something else here. Why I'm not able to click on the drop down? Okay, let me do one thing then. So let me make it register, and this href should be /register for the time being. I will figure out why this was not working. So let me save it, and if we refresh it, so we have the register, and if we click on the register, then we are routing to the register. If we click back to the home, we are seeing the item. If we click on the read more, so now we have the register button. Okay, but this functionality is still not working. If I enter something, so by default we have included this should be the type of email. So let's suppose this is some email type, but again it is routing back to the same page. So we have to implement this process. So let's start that. So into our web apps and into the routers, we have the users, .py file. So we have the get request, but when we submit the form, right, so when we are, so let's suppose we are on the home page, when we click on the register, so automatically slash register will come, then it's the get http method will be called, so that is the get method. But when we click on the register button, so we are submitting something, like we are like sending the details to the server into the backend. So we are not performing the get operation, we are performing the post operation. So we have to create one more router dot post. We are performing the post operation, and let's create one function and give it the same function. It will not like, because the method is different, that's why like it will treat it as a different method. So registration, and it will take a request of request type, everything will be the remain same. So now here we have to perform like something. Alright, so when I click on this, so I have to read this form, right? So whatever the detail is like present into the form. So let me check the form first. So form is in our templates, and which template? User register. So this is our template, form template. Alright, so here we have to correct few things. So first we have to type the method here. So form has method post, because we are like clicking on the register button, so the form should be submit, and which method should be called? The post method. So that's why like we are mentioning here post. Along with that, we have to access this field, like what the user has been entered into this field, like in the email field and the password field. So we have to give some name tag rather than the ID. Let's use the name tag. Right, so name is the email, name is the password. Yeah, that's it. So no other change is required. So let me save it. Now we have to accept this form. So this is a form tag, right? So this is a form tag, HTML form tag, and where is my page? No, not this one, this page. And we are accepting a request here. So first we have to accept the form. So request dot form, so it will accept the details of the form, so all the details. So it will like get the full form, whatever the details like we have, like right now we have the 2 fields, let's suppose it has the 1000 fields, so it will like fetch all the 1000 fields into the form tag. So if I print form, and because request is to take the input, and what input we are taking, that is the form tag. So let me save it, and so our application is running, and if I enter something A B C D E F anything, and I click on the register, and I go to here, so nothing is get printed, and by default get request is triggered. Get request is triggered, that is fine, but the post request should also be triggered. So something is wrong. If I clicking on the register button, okay, now the post request is triggered. So the post request is triggered, but like you could see like one message. Why the post request is triggered later? 1 minute. If I click on the register button, the get request is triggered, fine. And if I enter some detail and I click on the register button, now the post request is triggered. Yeah, fine. I think the last time I forgot to click on the register button. So we have print the like request method, like we have printed this, like the form, like what is this form. So they told like it is of type where it is gone. Yeah, it is of type coroutine, like coroutine object. It is a request type, request dot form, and it is of type like coroutine, right? Okay, fine. Now we have to print, we are accepting the email, so form dot get email, print form dot get password, because we have set the like this name field, name, email, name, password, so we are like accepting this field. So let me save it, because first our process is whether if we get the like the details from the front end, then everything is very easy for us. So why it is waiting, print, okay, some syntax error, one bracket was missing, and yeah, so if I click on the register and if I enter some dummy detail and if I click on the register, it says that some internal server error. Okay, so let's look. Yes, so now you see, like when I try to print the details, it says that coroutine object has no attribute get, and the coroutine request dot form was never awaited. All right, so basically what it was it was expecting this method should be async method, and if it is async method, that is the asynchronous method, and if it is the asynchronous method, then it is expecting the await keyword as well. So let's make it asynchronous method, async, and let's make it await. So I did this only two change. I make the function as a asynchronous method, and I like use the keyword as an await. So await keyword means like it will like wait for the like the details to be entered. So let me click on the register and again enter the some dummy field and click on the register, and I go to that. Now I am able to see the user ID and the password. Alright, so you need to make sure that like we have to use the async and the await method. Okay, so we get the username and the password. So let me store into the email equal to form dot get email, and password equal to form dot get password. Okay, now we have the email and the password. Okay, now let's check whether the, because if I click on the register button, right, so someone like even click on the register button, right, so email should not be null, so we have to like do some kind of check. So if not email, right, then what it should do, so let's it should display some error. So it should display like some error message here, like email should not be null or password should not be null, some kind of message is here. All right, so if not email, all right, 1 minute pass, but why it is not taking the email? If I give space, it is accepting. If I give some characters, then it is include the add. Okay, it can be like blank, because what I was checking is because here I am saying that type is equal to email, so ideally it should automatically check like it should be the type of email. I don't have to like use the regex like character. So this is the invalid email, and if I click on the register, so automatically it told that like email is expecting like @ in the email address, and if I give @, then it will say that email is expecting some @ dot. So if I give dot, then so it is right, it is in the wrong position. Then if I give com, then it is in the wrong position. If I give a, then it is in the right position. So we don't need to use the regex combination. So we have like type the email, but if we type the email, we have not like mentioned here it should be the required field. Either we have to use the required field here. If we mention required here, so let me change. So type is equal to required, I think required, and I click on the registered, and if I click on the submit, now it is saying that please filled in this field. If I filled in this field, then it is saying that it should be, and if I click on this registered, then it said that please filled in this field, because at the front end I make this field required. So either you make this field required here, otherwise you have to do some kind of checks in within the code itself, right, whether we have the email address or not. But if I give some some spaces, not some spaces, let's suppose rather than the email I give some spaces, right, and if I click on the enter, okay, it is still expecting something. Okay, fine. So what so you have to either you have to mention the required keyword here, or otherwise now you have to handle within the code. So now we have mentioned the required keyword here, so we don't have to handle into the code, but still we will handle a few things. So what are the few things? When the user will registered, so we are restricting to the user that the password length should be of greater than 5 character or 6 character. So let's do that. So if length of the password is less than you can say 6 characters, right, then what should happen? It should display some error. So let's store that error. So error is a list, and errors dot append, and what could be the error? Password should be greater than 6 character. Okay, so we have store some error, and then we will display into the front page, but we have stored the error. Okay, fine. Now what we have to do, we have to do the entry into the database. So first we have to create the user object, because our table is in the form of user, and email is equal to email, and password is equal to, we are storing the hashed password, so we have to use the hasher dot get hash password, and we are passing the plain password. Okay, but what is hasher? We have to import that. But first thing, what is user? So user is in our model class. From models import user. Okay, what is hasher? So hasher is a class. So from hasher file import hasher. Okay, fine. So everything is done. Now what we will do, we have to db dot add user, we have to add the user. But what is db? So db is a session object, so we have to include that as well. db is of session type, and it depends upon the get db. So what is session? We have to import that from sql alchemy.orm import session, and from FastAPI we have to import depends, and from database we have to import getDB. Okay, so everything is fine now. So once the user has been added, we have to commit it, then we have to refresh the database, refresh the user. Okay, but there could be a case the user already might be exist, right? So if I click on the docs, and if I click on the create user and try it out, let me try with the existing user, user1 @ user1.com, user1. So I hopefully this is the existing user. So it give me some internal server error, and at the back end it give me the some violation error. And what is the error? Integrity error, right? So we have to handle this error as well, in the documentation part as well. We have to handle this error, but we have not handled, we forget to handle that error, but from the front UI, like we will handle that error. So how to handle that error we will see, because let's suppose the user has entered the detail, but and we are directly like adding the detail, but the user might be already exist. So what we will do, we will try into the try and at the accept block. So let's try to insert the user, just in case if it is not able to insert. So accept integrity error, because here we see like we will get the integrity error, right? So we will see accept integrity error. Okay, and errors dot append, then we will like display to the user like email is the duplicate or the user already exists. So errors is the list, so we will display like all the errors. So errors dot append. So what could be the error? Email already exists. Fine. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so yes, so now what is integrity error? So we have to import that as well from SQL alchemy dot exception handling exe, import integrity error. Okay, that is fine. Let's suppose if there is an error, then it should return the same page. So let's suppose if I on the register page and there is an error, then it should not route to any other page. The same page should be like thrown to the user with some error message, right? So same page should be displayed. So we have to render like the same page only. We have to return the same template only. So return templates dot template response and user register dot html. So we will return the same page, and along with that, what we generally pass, we generally pass the request context dictionary, and we have to pass the error because we have to show the error. So errors is equal to errors. Okay, that is done. But let's suppose here like we have the error as well. So let's put the length of the password is less than 6. So again it should return the error, return the same template. So return templates dot template response user register dot html, and we have to do the request which is a request, and we have to pass the errors as well. Errors, I forgot to close the bracket. Okay, so that is done. But let's see. Okay, from hasher import hasher. What is this? No module name hasher. Where it gone? From hashing, sorry, it is hashing. So from web apps routers ls nano user from hashing. Okay, so application has been started. So let's click on the home, let's click on the register. Now let me try to give some @user1.com and the user1. If I click on the register, because I entered the like password less than 6 characters, so it returned me the same page. That is perfectly okay. But though it doesn't like return me the error, so that we will like see how to display the errors. So if I like enter the existing email user1.com, so again it should return me the same page. right? So it has returned me the same page. But if I entered some different email ID, so @.com, which doesn't exist, and I click on the register, then it should not return me the same page. It should return me to the some another page, and the particular user should has been entered. So now I could see like this user has been entered. I entered some dummy email, right? Okay, fine. But this doesn't look good. We have to like show route to the some correct page. So if I click on the register, so we have to update the code a little bit more. So that is perfectly okay. So first let's handle these condition, because when the user already exists, so we are not getting this message like email already exists, and we are also like not able to see this message like password should be of greater than 6 character, right? So let's look how to, we have to like display the error message on this page. So we have to update register HTML code. So let me save it and let me go to the templates folder, cd template ls nano user register.html. okay, so where we will display, so we will display after the user registration, so this heading, so we will display here. Okay, so we will run the for loop. So because errors is a list, error is of list type, so for error in errors and for we will display error. Okay, so let me save it. Now if I enter some email but I enter password of less than 6 character, and if I click register, then it returns me some error message, password should be of greater than 6 character. Okay, and if I enter existing user, it is returning me the error password should be of 6 character, because like already like okay, let me do that, user1.com user1 and I click on this, then it says that the email already exists, but this should be like in the, you can say in red color, right? So how to do that? So if you go to the bootstrap and click on this and click on the documentation, we have the alert. So click on the alerts. So there are so many alerts, like if you want into the red color, green color, blue color. So this is the error message. So we want the alert in the red color. So that is this danger. So just copy this these 3 lines and route to here. So before displaying this, so let me paste this. So I have pasted this, and rather than displaying the error here, we will display error here. Okay, let me save it, and now let me check. If I go to the home, if I go to the register, and if I enter any email, and if I enter like password less than 6 character, and if I click on the register, it is giving me the some like a good message, password should be of greater than 6 character. And if let's suppose if the user already exists, and user already exists, so it give me the message email already exists. That is perfectly okay, but a few more things still left. Sorry, let's go to the web apps and the routers page and nano users. What is left? So once the user has been successfully entered, so we want it should redirect to the home page, right? So return responses. Now we don't want to, like, there is a difference between like sending the template and redirecting. So this time we are redirecting to the home page. So response dot redirect response response, redirect response, and it should route to the like slash means like our like main page. So if we want to, when we say like return template response, then we have to enter the full template name. But if we want to redirect to some URL like slash register or slash item slash detail, then we have to use the direct response, redirect response. Okay, so now we are like saying here responses, I think it is responses dot redirect responses. But what is responses? We have to import that. Okay, and whenever there is a successfully redirect, then there is a always 302 error message. So 302 HTTP message, HTTP code. So 302 HTTP code is means like for the redirection. If the redirection is successful, then it will should return the like 302 error message. So we will say status code is equal to status dot HTTP 302 found. But what is status? We have to import that as well. So status. Okay, so let's try. Hopefully everything is okay. So our application is running. Let me close this and click on the home tab. So user will click on the register button. User will enter some email and click on the register. So it says that we have to enter the email. So gmail.com, right? And let's suppose user enter password less than 6 characters. If I click to the register, so it will give me the error message. That is perfectly fine. gmail.com and ANKANA, and if I click on the register, it should redirect to the my main page. So now I am redirecting to the main page, but I am not getting the message whether my registration is successful or not. So ideally, when I redirect to this page, there should be a message that your registration has been successful, right? So we have to display some message on this home page, right? So what we will do, so when we are redirecting it, we will pass some message as well into the query parameter. Successfully registered. Okay, so we will pass a query parameter message is equal to successfully registered. So let's save it and go to the items router, and here on the home page we have to accept the message as well. So message is a string and by default it should be none, and now we have to pass the message as well. So message is equal to message. Okay, because we have to display that message as well. Otherwise, like even like the user has been registered successfully and we have routed to this page, but user unable to know like whether I am like registration is successful or not. So ideally, like there should be some proper message here. Alright, so that's why like we are passing this, and by default it is none. Alright, so message is equal to message. Okay, then save it. Now go to the templates folder because we have to like show to the template. Let me clear it. So ls cd templates ls nano item home page. Okay, now we have to display here something here, right? So let's put if message, because by default it is none, but if it is none, then it will not enter into this loop. And if, right, then we have to display some message, and again we will use the like alert symbol. So it should like display into the green box, because now we have successfully registered. So we will use the green alert. So let's paste it, and what could be the message? It could be whatever the message we are passing from the front end. Okay, let's save it. Okay, now everything's look okay. Now let me close it and click on the home page, if a user will click on the register button, and let me try to dummy@dummy.com, dummy, and if I click on the register, I am getting this like a useful message at the front end that is successfully registered, right? And I am routing to the home page as well, and I am able to see the like all the details. So now we have implemented the like registered functionality as well, like all the registered functionality. A few things is left. I have to check like why this drop down is not working, like I will check, but anyhow, like as part of this video we have like successfully implemented like the user functionality. Let me show you again. CD web apps, router, ls, nano user. So we have implemented the post function, and as part of the post function, first we have to accept the email and the password from the user. Once the email and the password has been accepted, then we are just like doing some checks whether the email is correct or not. Then we are like create an object of the particular class. Then we are like inserting the particular object. If the object is successfully inserted, then we are redirecting to the main page. Otherwise we are like redirecting, like render the, or you can say returning the same user like registered HTML page with some error messages, and we are displaying the error message onto the HTML page. So that's it. So that's the end of the video. Thank you.